So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this particular session. It's a session of data analytics, a simple talk regarding what are our expectations on this great paper that Krasneb has just introduced, whose main aim is to ensure that as students finish their CPAs and become ISPAC members, at least they get some exposure to what happens in real life at the workplaces, right? So basically, we shall be doing what we call simulations of real workplace experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, data analytics paper is all about automation. It is all about automation. Like, for example, if you will allow Mwalimu here to share something with you, if you are given this kind of information, first of all, please confirm whether you are able to see my screen. Are you able to see my screen? 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 They are not chatting with me. They are not talking. I can see Pio saying yes. Boaz says yes. So you may go to some workplace, for example, RCM Online College, and then you are given, ladies and gentlemen, what we call a trial balance. A trial balance, like in this case here, we have a trial balance for 3 years, 2014, 2015, 2016. And then out of these 3 years TB, they would want you to extrapolate and they give us, or rather interpolate within the year. And they give us, ladies and gentlemen, the income statement of 2014 alone, income statement of 2015, and the income statement of what year 2016. Somebody who knows a lot of Excel will tell you straight away that the only way out here is to use this operator called some ifs. So then I'll come here right away and say equals. Of course, Excel, you must always activate a cell by saying equals. So you say equals like that. Of course, you want to bring in the functionality, which is the sum ifs. So some ifs because of the many conditions here. So some ifs, I can see it is here. So it's blue. So I need to come and tab. So when I tab, I can see the sum ifs imekuja pale ndani. Now, once imekuja pale ndani, the next thing they want me to give them is the sum range. So the sum range is the entire amount column. I would want this amount to be added for me. So I'll come and highlight the entire column like that. As I shall be teaching you, ladies and gentlemen, all ranges must always be fully referenced. So you must come and press F4 to reference them. So some range is over, I'll say comma. After that, ladies and gentlemen, they're telling me to give them the criteria range. So criteria range, like the first thing that I would want to get here is called revenue. And this revenue is found in the map. The revenue is found from the map, which I've been able to remove, which I've been able to ascertain from my TB, the financials here. So this entire column F mapping has to be, in this case, identified like that, has to be highlighted like that, the whole column of F, which is my entire criteria range, which because of the word range, I have to draw a reference by saying F4 like that. And then of course, this thing is guiding me. After F4, it's telling me come here and put a comma. So go there and put a comma. So after the map range, I know exactly what I need is the revenue. So ladies and gentlemen, for those students that have taught Excel, I know there are those students here that have taught Excel for so long. Can somebody tell me between H and the 3, which one in this case here should I put $1 before? Should I put $1 before H or should I put $1 before 3? Somebody that I've taught Excel for long because I've been teaching my students here Excel. You know, at times it's quite a privilege for you to be a student of RCM Online College. You get to know things that most of these other guys have never even heard of. Which one in this case here should I? I can see charts coming in. Should I lock H? Because I must lock one of them. Lock H. Let me see. Before H. Longorock David says before 3. Before John Kamau says H. H is correct. Why? Because this is column H. Column H, ladies and gentlemen, is an anchor column. Is a column of reference. So I'll come, ladies and gentlemen, here and put, in this case here, $1 before H. So shift 4. The dollar comes before H like that. And then, ladies and gentlemen, now my journey continues. After that, do we have any other criteria? Yes. We have the years. So the years, I'll come right away, ladies and gentlemen, here. I would want the years here to be highlighted. So I'll come, ladies and gentlemen, and simply highlight the entire C. And because it's a range, then the entire C has to be fully dollar referenced. So I must come and say F4 like that. Safari inaendelea from there, ladies and gentlemen, I put a comma. I've been able to pick all my years, but I'm interested in only one year. I'm interested in only one year, which is 2014. Now, because this is just one item, I cannot put a $4. I have to either dollar reference H or rather I or 2. Students that have taught in this case here severally Excel, which one should I put a dollar before? Should I put a dollar before I or before 2? Before I or before 2? Can somebody talk to me? Can somebody talk to me? So of course, the students who are attending this class for the very first time, you've seen in this case here that there is some ground you have to cover. You must join us and of course, do this Excel with us so that we can be able to really become so thorough in this data analytics paper. So you can see somebody chat here in the chat. Somebody is telling me before 2. Thank you very much, my own goal, my friend from Southern Sudan. My friend from Southern Sudan is getting this correct. He's telling me it's before 2 because 2014, you can see it's a hanging, right? It's before 2. The students who are joining us for the very first time, you should not get worried, really. These are things you'll know. So put before 2, and that is it. That is it. So, then, gentlemen, what I need to do is to come here and now close my bracket, and then I say enter. I can see the revenue for the year 2014. If you add all these revenue items, revenue from supermarkets, revenue from discounters, revenue from grocery, if you add all those revenues in the year 2014, they'll amount to this 2922. Now, from there, I'll not put in any other formula. From there, I need to come and use the power of Excel, pull this down, right? I autofill. So for this 1401, I need to introduce a negative because it's an outflow. I need to introduce a negative. How do I introduce a negative? I need to come and show up the formula, and then I'll come here, ladies and gentlemen, and put a negative before this, after equals, and then I say enter. So now it's a negative, and I know that concept of negative now should be copied downwards throughout. So I know I should come and copy everything up to taxation here. All of them will come as negatives like that. Great. After that, ladies and gentlemen, now I will come and do the same. So I'll highlight this entire column, and then I'll be able to play my football aside by taking this to the other side like that. So there we are. We have been able to get our metrics for 3 years. So what I need to do is to come here and get my earnings after taxation. So I'll come and say equals. I start summing there. When I sum, ladies and gentlemen, I can see sum has come up there in blue. So what I need to do is to come and basically highlight the things I would want to sum up to there, like that. I close my brackets nicely. I say enter. And once I get these earnings after tax, now I need to come here right away and move to the right. I'll be able to get the earnings after tax for each of the 3 years. I'm so sure as I did this, there must be somebody who understood nothing totally. And that really should never scare you. Why? Because most of us here have never been in anyone's advanced Excel classes. And really, this is what CASNEB wants you to understand in terms of data analytics paper. They'll be able to give you a trial balance and then ask you to use a special functionality. For example, they could ask you, using this functionality, please give us what here? Please give us an income statement. Give us this and this using advanced Excel functionalities. So remember, you're getting this free of charge class from RCM Online College. RCM Online College, as always, is about going far. We are able to see very far, right? And that is why we are the only college that's been able to mount data analytics classes. Data analytics classes, no any other college. Like now, I happen to be having a class of advanced Excel students who are about 100. So all of them, of course, want to believe they come to this particular OTR paper, to this particular paper, yes. You can see my home there celebrating. Yes. So is there anybody who has a question? Is there anybody who has a question? Remember here, really, I don't have an objective of teaching you this particular skill to a level you'll be able to understand. No, I just wanted to showcase what you are required to do for you to be able to pass this paper called data analytics paper. And really, that is just one skill set. You need so much. So for example, ladies and gentlemen, let me just surprise you here. For instance, ladies and gentlemen, you guys will be needed to appreciate what we call the VLOOKUP. What we call the VLOOKUP. Let me just show you something very nice here before we end this. So we have what we call the VLOOKUP. The VLOOKUP under documents. I should be able to get to VLOOKUP. Great. Great, just a moment. There are technicalities, there are things that all of us must appreciate for us to be able to pass this paper without much hassling. So I can see under the charts here, great, I can see under the charts here, it's one of my greatest students here called My Own Dancing. He has known already these things. He's known these things. He's known these things already, right? I can see Patricia has a question. Patricia has raised her hand up. Patricia, can I give you a chance of asking a question? Yes, please unmute yourself, Patricia. You wanted to talk to us. Take this opportunity and talk to us this afternoon. So in this great congregation, is there anybody who has never seen this man? This is the very first time you're seeing this man. Okay, Patricia, no worries. Is there anybody who has never seen this man before? That this is your very first time you're setting your eyes on this man? Or all of you are my students? Let's go to the typing section and type. Go to the typing section and type. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you type, the other skill that these guys would want you to be very good at are the lookup functions. They would want you to know the index match. They would want you to know the VLOOKUP. They would want you to know the HLOOKUP, right? So if, for example, you go to this kind of a scenario, thank you very much, Muindi. That is the number of RCM Online College. If you want to make any inquiries about our CPA online classes, please call us. That is our number, 0719 525,000. That's our number. Thank you very much. Do you cover VB programming in data analytics? So Stephen Guga, macros will be too detailed. For this particular OTR paper offered by CASNEB. Actually, this particular paper offered by CASNEB is quite a shallow one. What they would want us to do here is basically to appreciate OTR, is basically to appreciate, for example, the lookup functions, be able to prepare budgets using this concept of locking cells. So they give you a lot of information and then they'll tell you, raise your revenues by 10% each year for the next 5 years, expenses to move like this, fixed costs to remain the same. How do you get your profitability? And then how do you track your budget vis-a-vis your actuals to be able to get what we call variances? And how do you report on the variances? Quite important at the workplace, right? So really, we shall not be able to go to the macros, automating the worksheets, etc. But ladies and gentlemen, if you would want us to do macros, of course, because macros is quite an important tool for an accountant, I don't want a situation where, for example, I format one Excel sheet, and then when I go to another Excel sheet, I need to do different formats. I would want to be known to be having like one format. Every time they see, ladies and gentlemen, my format here from RCM Online College, regardless of which Excel worksheet, the format of RCM Online College should be the same. When you want, in this case here, to automate, ladies and gentlemen, all your processes, how your income statement looks like, how your balance sheet looks like, regardless of the year, regardless of the sheets, then you need to be very good at macros. It's one of those skills that I happen to be good at. It is something that we need to do. Like we have got these students that we are working with in this journey of advanced Excel. I would want, after we clear, for example, advanced Excel, then we should be able to go to the next step. Actually, the next step will not be macros for you. Many students don't like macros because macros has got more quite of OTR programming. What I would want to do after we clear advanced Excel, first of all, is to take you to Power Query. I take you to Power Query, right? Again, from Power Query, we'll be able to learn so many things so that now macros becomes like the last thing, which should be obvious, How about pivot tables? I haven't mentioned pivot tables and templates there in the syllabus, but you see pivot table is quite an easy thing. I'll be able to display what they have been able, but allow Mwalimu here to take 1 minute to teach you guys, in this case here, something small, not teaching, but showcasing basically how these pivots work. If, for example, you go to some place, you get somebody giving you these teams, like 1,000 teams, and then he comes and asks you that they would want information about just one team alone, Lazio, like now here, Lazio. You see, for you here, you'll come and really look for Lazio, and return information about Lazio, that Lazio is an Italian company. It never played Champions League, etc., because, you know, these teams are very few. But what if there were to be 1,000 of them? If there were to be 1,000 or even 15,000, you'll not be able to identify that team quite easily. You'll need a functionality. So this functionality, like if I'm the one doing this, I'll come just by the side here, and then I'll be able to look for, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be able to look for, or rather put down, a table that is quite similar to this one here. So once I do that, I'll come and say equals, of course. Equals, I need the VLOOKUP, because this is vertical columnar information. So it's VLOOKUP, I'll come and say tab there. Then they want me to give them the lookup value. Lookup value is the item that I'm looking for. Like now here, I'm looking up for Lazio. So this Lazio between H and 4, of course, because it's one item, between H and 4, I will need to look up. I'll need to put $1. Somebody help me out. Which one in this case here do you expect Mwalimu to put $1 before? Should I put $1 before H, or should I put $1 before 4? Somebody help me out. Somebody help me out. Should I put $1 before H? Should I put $1 before 4? Somebody help me out. Nobody's willing to talk to me. Nobody's willing to talk to me. I'll start talking to myself then. Aha, so they're telling me Longorok David is saying 4. Jonty is saying H. Jonty is saying H. Patricia is saying H. Peter Hamisi is saying H. Peter Hamisi is saying H. Now, Longorok, look at this thing. Thank you very much for trying. Thank you very much for trying. What you need to do is to ask yourself, which is the anchor column or row? Like in this case here, the anchor column is this H. It is this team called Lazio that I would want to return information for throughout. I would want to get the country of Lazio. I would want to get the Champions League status of Lazio. I would want to know the number of games that Lazio played. I would want points of Lazio in this case here. So Lazio is the one to be really pinned down. Is the one you need to come and pin down, and it is column H here. It is column H there. It is column H that I would want to come and pin down by putting $1 there. And then we continue with our journey, ladies and gentlemen. From there, what do we do? I can see after lookup value, they want the table array. So table array is here. I'll come and say Control Shift right arrow, Control Shift down arrow. I've been able to highlight the entire thing. And remember, table array must always be fully referenced with a 4 like that. And then we put a comma. After table array, the next thing they want me to give them is the column index. So which column is this country? Column, which is column number 2. Column number 2. From there, ladies and gentlemen, I'll come and say comma there. Then I can see true or false. Always for our case, we work with false throughout. And for false, we always write what here? 0. Because you see, in finance, we don't want a situation where if they don't get an exact figure we are looking for, we don't want them to approximate. As we always go for exact matches. Exact matches. So for exact matches, so if you don't get an exact match, give me 0 as an answer. Give me 0 as an answer. So I'll come and say what there, bracket there. And then you say enter. After that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. So I should be able now to use the power of Excel. I should be able to use the power of Excel and cascade it like that. So what am I getting there? Italy, Italy, Italy. Why Italy? It's because VLOOKUP is a lazy functionality. It doesn't change the columns. Like when I put my cursor here, this Italy is supposed to be on column number 3. It's supposed to be on column number 3, but you can see it's on, still this showing column 2. So I need to go back here and really change that index column to 3. And then I say enter. Excel is beautiful. It's telling me that Lazio never played in the Champions League. Lazio never played in the Champions League. After there, come and put, ladies and gentlemen, Italy there. So now come and change this to 4. Enter. It's telling me games played were 38. Come here, ladies and gentlemen, put 5 there for the call. You only change the columns like that. You can see Lazio now we've been able to get all the information. So we have Lazio, Italian company, no Champions League, games played were 38, points earned were 56. So Lazio, you can see Lazio like that. Correct. Now from there, what I need to do is to come and highlight the entire row. And then now I walk with these downwards. I can even do like 2 or 3. Like now you can see, it has given me automatically information about Milan. Milan is an Italian company. Let us see. Milan, you can see it's an Italian company. Yes, it played Champions League. And we are told here, yes. Games played here were 38. Points earned here were 64. For Milan, points earned were 57. Yes, I can see everything is correct. Now, what if, for example, you wanted to return now information about Manchester United? Now you've automated your Excel sheet. Now what you need to do is to come and have there, Manchester United, Manchester United. Yeah, and then you say, okay, it'll be able to give you information about Manchester United. Right. So whichever team now you want. If you want, in this case, information about Bayern, so long as you don't miss on the spelling, then automatically return. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I hope you have been able to get, ladies and gentlemen, to get in this case here some insights regarding this thing, regarding this data analytics. But now remember, the biggest thing under data analytics, ladies and gentlemen, that I would want you to start appreciating is that you will need, it's a serious paper, which you will need a very experienced teacher to take you through. This is not a paper that you will gamble with. You need a very experienced teacher, ladies and gentlemen. You need somebody who knows how to compute personal taxes they pay. We'll be able to show you how to compute company taxes, right? So if it's pay, we have Joshua Aura, pay for Opio Okumu, Zachary, ETC, Guga, Longorok David is pay. You see now these guys are very nice. So in short, they would want you to give them an automated payroll. So that now you'll be changing, like after I finish doing a payroll for Opio. So I'll be coming and changing, in this case, here, the name of the employee. For example, I put Zachary and I put, in this case, here, the gross amount. Does he have any housing from the company? If he has been offered a house from the company, by the company, then automatically we should be able to give him some housing, charge him, put for him some housing benefit, car benefit, etc. And then the entire thing should be able to really calculate automatically the net pay, like that. So it's quite a serious paper. I like it. This is a serious paper. If there is anything that CASNEB has scored very well, is introduction of this paper, which is a prerequisite. You can't become a member of ISPA before you pass this paper. And actually, if I were students of CPA, even if you did CPA a long time ago and you cleared, this is a paper that I would want you to attend a class. Because of what here, your workplace skills that need to be honed. Great. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. The course outline. Okay, I'll be able to give you the course outline. When are the CPA exams? End of July or end of August? It will be end of August. You'll be able to get a communication of this nature from CASNEB very soon. End of August. End of August. Guga, I'll be able to share with you the course outline of this paper in a short while. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure hosting you this afternoon. Remember, RCM Online College is basically a college that does tuitions to all CPS students all over in East Africa. In East Africa, through an online platform, We don't have physical classes anywhere. We have basically chosen to dance with the market dynamics. We know post-COVID, things will never be the same. Post-COVID, accountants will be working online. Like I work for a Swedish software company from Kenya, from my house, right? So I really need to be very good in terms of, so I need to be practicing. Like that. So we have all CPA training online, and they're quite cheap. We charge 3,500 per paper. Don't forget that we also have an app, very important application. If you go to Play Store, you'll be able to get it there. RCM Publishers from Google Play Store. Please download it and try to see whether there are products there that can easily be of interest to you. The most important thing with that app is that you watch all your videos without internet. I wanted to know more. We also have, today we also have advanced taxation for free. Please, Spirit, join that one. Why did it fail? Perhaps it's because of Southern Sudan. Maybe they're trying to restrict. There are things you can't download, maybe from Play Store. I don't know. Try again. CPS Special Revision. We started a very important session here, very important program called, ladies and gentlemen, Special Revision. Okay, right. But unfortunately, we have not gotten students who have really understood the concept of what here, the concept of this special revision class, which basically are supposed to be classes for students who have done these papers and failed before, right? Or they finished their syllabus, but they never attempted exams. So instead of them, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, instead of them, ladies and gentlemen, attending normal classes with the other students, we would want to have special classes for them. So the uptake is quite little, and we are fearing a little bit to put our resources in them. But there is a very high possibility that after results will be released beginning week of May. The beginning week of May, first week of May. After results are released, I'm so sure most students now will be able to do what here to really join the special class. What we decided, all the students who have already paid for these special revision classes should join our normal class for the time being. And I saw Google doing something very nice. In this case, they have been able to download last semester's questions that are tempting them, and then I'll be able to provide solutions, etc. before we get good quorums about those classes. Do we have this data analytics course in the app? Not at the moment. What we have are the Excel classes, which you will need. First of all, you can't do data analytics class without Excel. So the Excel videos which are there are so nice. You only need to pay us 2,000 bob. Yes, I'll be able to share this recorded video that I'll share with you. Yes. Great. The good thing with these online classes is that we are able to reach out so many. Right now, you can't be in a town saying that you know this town does not have a college. No, now you have a college at the palm of your hands. Your phone is a full college. Cheap, 3,500, affordable, right? And whatever you miss, ladies and gentlemen, whatever if you go to a normal physical college, one paper, these guys are charging how much? 11,000. One paper, they're charging 11,000 Kenya shillings. As you're charging you 3,500. So if you look at the difference, about 6,000, ladies and gentlemen, and then these 6,000 Kenya shillings, you add this to the transportation expenses, right? You're not moving from this point to another point, right? So in this case, if you save like that, you'll be able to get yourself a very good software, or rather a very good laptop. And once you get a good laptop now, ladies and gentlemen, even your own things like filing returns for people, you start, in this case, you're getting used to your computer very early, then you cannot be wrong. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. This thing of students keeping on saying that we don't have jobs and we have done master's, we have done blah, blah, and yet their skills are very few, it is also a trouble. As you can see amidst us, we have somebody who already knows what dashboards are, right? What dashboards are, management summaries, right? The CASNEP paper does not need you to do dashboards, to create dashboards. They don't need to create dashboards. But we also expect that as they grow with time, they need to keep on complicating the paper to the extent that they should be able to ask students here to create dashboards, maybe in the next 2 years. Because we also expect a dynamic paper. We expect a dynamic paper. Patricia, we don't have special classes for the lower levels. Special classes are for the upper levels for reasons which are well known to us. Great, great. So if there are no more questions, can we break for lunch? Can we break for lunch? Can we break for lunch? So this video, I'm going to put it on YouTube right away. Please search for Joshua Aura on YouTube and watch it. Watch it from there. Otherwise, thank you very much. Please be blessed. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.